We'll be with you as soon as we possibly can. Please stay on the line. We're here to offer you emotional support, whatever you're going through. There's a bit of a wait at the moment. A volunteer will be with you shortly.
Each robbery was an opportunity to try some
criminals run an entirely cash-free operation. The drugs are then sent out to locations all around the world in standard-looking envelopes. And that's exactly what makes the situation so dangerous.
And listen, in a few years we'll look back on this and laugh our asses off. Then we'll tell the story to Netflix for a ton of money. It's probably too unrealistic for them. Yeah.
Whatever's troubling you, you can talk to us. Our volunteers are here to listen. We won't tell you what to do.
Law enforcement may see a kid who was clearly in an unsafe situation, and he tells them that he has a gun in the house. Law enforcement may see a kid who was clearly in an unsafe situation, and he tells them that he
you've been waiting around 7 minutes. Our calls are answered by volunteers. We do our very best to answer each call as soon as we can, but sometimes there is a wait to get through. As soon as a volunteer comes off the phone, you will be put through, so please stay on the line.
German resistance is crumbling, and we're in a situation today where anything may happen. Take you to San Francisco, William L. Sharon, report. So Hitler is dead, and destroyed like his country that he tried to make the master of the world, and ended only by destroy. I must say that, in a sense, in a very deep sense, of course, this is a day that I have been waiting for many years. Suddenly we got the word, the surrender terms of the United Nations. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the Second World War. That is the word we've just received from the White House in Washington, and I didn't expect to get a celebration here in our newsroom in New York. Berlin has capitulated. From their holes in the hiding places, the German generals emerged, like beasts steadied out of their lair. Goering gave himself up. Goebbels preferred to shoot himself. Now the major war criminals were in the hands of justice. It was decided finally Nuremberg. Nuremberg, where the Nazis ran rampant. Nuremberg, where the demented Hitler hurled his threat to the world. Nuremberg now lies in ruins and ashes. Here they were brought to answer for their crimes. These warmongers and conspirers against nations.
We won't judge you or tell you what to do. We'll just listen.
Plunderers of whole states. These child murderers and slave traders. These 20th century hunters. For all this, they must now answer. The hour of reckoning has come. Don't hide your face, Goering. All the world knows you, and the world curses you. Yeah, first, the man who knows Germany best. Broadcast from Berlin and elsewhere in Germany during the early days of Nazi aggression for eager listeners all over the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the author of the Berlin Diary, William L. Sharon. It's all over after 2,319 days of it. Nearly 6 years. And not only the German leaders had no sense of responsibility, there was not a word said by any of them when they surrendered about being sorry for their crimes. Or feeling any sense of responsibility.
We know you've been waiting around 10 minutes, and we promise to get you through to a volunteer as soon as someone is available.
The last chapter of a story that had begun 11 years before in this very city. When, as my first assignment in Hitler's Germany, I had been sent there at the beginning of September 1934 to cover the annual Nazi Party rally. I had got my first glimpse of Adolf Hitler and his henchmen, Goering, Goebbels,
We're putting you through to a volunteer now. Samaritans, can I help you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear you?
I'm asking you if you can be a little bit tolerant in this phone call.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by tolerance in this phone call?
You are not going to be able to understand me. That's why I'm asking you to be tolerant.
Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm going to try to explain a concept to you which you're not going to be able to understand.
So would you like to continue with this call?
Yes, please, as long as you don't get too offended.
Okay, and now you have to tell me why it's extremely difficult for me to understand.
I'm forced into a relationship against my free will, and it's causing me to have seizures.
Okay, tell me, you mentioned that you're in a relationship but that you've been. Is that right?
I'm in a relationship that is forced upon me against my free will.
And can you tell me how that makes you feel?
It causes me to have seizures.
And how does that make you feel?
I've just told you, it causes me to have seizures.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain how you feel. Do you want to tell me a little more about
My
your
God,
thoughts?
well, this is exactly the problem. I told you, you're not going to be able to understand. You do not understand that a seizure is a feeling. I am neurologically brain injured. I have seizures. The seizures are the feeling. They are a feeling I get.
Okay, so what I can hear is that you are in a relationship out of your own will and you get these seizures.
No, it's against my free will.
Yeah, and against your free will.
That's what I said. It's not my free will that I will have the relationship. It's against my free will.
And what is it that you would like to talk about then?
Yeah, I want to talk about being forced into a relationship against my free will that causes me to have seizures.
And you've said that quite a couple of times.
Because you keep asking me the same question.
Can I ask, what were you hoping to gain from giving Samaritans a call?
To talk about my feelings.
And what sort of feelings are you feeling?
I have seizures.
Okay. You mentioned that you are feeling that you have so many seizures. Can you tell me how that makes you feel?
I can try. One moment. So I start shaking. Instead of words, my body starts moving.
Man, I can hear how difficult that must be. To not have control over your body and for your body to shake.
Yes, whereas I'm trying to find words, and instead of words, my body is shaking, and then people not understanding why my body is shaking and why they can't understand me.
And what is it that they're not understanding?
The words, they don't understand the words.
They don't understand the words you're trying to say.
That's it.
Right.
That's right.
And how does that feel when they don't understand the words you're trying to say?
No, my body's shaking.
Yeah, and how does it feel when they don't understand the words you're trying to say.
My body's shaking.
Yeah. So how did that help you today?
I beg you.
You mentioned that people don't understand how you feel. You mentioned that you're going through seasons and you're against your free will in a relationship. So how did I connect you today?
Could you say that slowly? I'm rather deaf.
No, you mentioned quite a lot of things to me. You mentioned to me how you are against your free will in a relationship and how you're feeling like going to seizures. So how did I can help you today?
You're still speaking too fast. I'm rather deaf. You've got to slow. You have to slow down your speech.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but you're speaking too fast.
How can I help you today?
I phoned the Samaritans to talk about my feelings.
And I'm not hearing a lot from you about your feelings. I'm hearing the same phrases, the same words you're using.
Because I have a brain injury and I can't speak properly.
So if you can't speak properly, how can I help you?
Well, maybe just I ask you to be tolerant because you're not going to be able to understand.
And I am trying to be as tolerant as I can. And I'm trying to listen to you, but I'm not getting a lot from you.
Well, because maybe there's not a lot to me. Maybe I'm not even alive. Maybe I'm not even a human being. You know, maybe you shouldn't even be speaking to me because you're like not talking to a real person.
And are you a real person?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm forced into the relationship. Because the government considers I'm not a real person. And therefore, in order to be a real person, I have to have a relationship.
I'm just getting a little bit confused about that. Could you tell me a little bit more about that? You mentioned to be a real person, the government says you have to be in a relationship.
Yes, if you cannot pass the government's mental capacity exam, then they forced you into a relationship with a guardian. Against your free will.
And could you tell me a little bit more about this relationship?
The relationship causes me to have seizures.
And you have already mentioned that. Could you tell me a little bit more about the relationship?
If you cannot pass a government mental capacity exam, the government forces you against your free will into a relationship with a guardian.
And could you tell me a bit more about the relationship you have with the guardian? How does it feel? What do you do with the guardian? What sort of relationship is it with the guardian?
The guardian abandoned me 6 months ago and doesn't want to see me anymore. But I still have to have a relationship with them.
And do you want to tell me a bit more about your feelings behind how you felt when you did get abandoned 6 months ago?
I lost my mental capacity. And I had a lot of seizures. And I ended up in a lot of trouble with the police. They prosecuted me. Because I couldn't move properly. And I ended up trespassing without even knowing it. And they didn't even tell me. They just prosecuted me. I was taking my wheelchair from one factory to another factory. But I missed the closing time. And I was waiting for the factory to open at 8 o'clock in the morning. And they had a tiny little sign on a post that wasn't even lit where their gate is. And somebody forgot to close the gate. And I was waiting in the car park. And I triggered the silent alarm. And the police came. And they prosecuted me for trespass because I couldn't see a tiny little sign that wasn't lit above a gate that wasn't closed.
And that sounds extremely tough.
I beg your pardon?
And that sounds extremely tough.
It was a lot of work. It cost me a lot of money. And the wheelchair person refused ever to do business with me ever again.
And how is it? And how does it help talking about this?
I'm going to see a doctor tomorrow at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. And he's a doctor that deals with my neck injury. But he has some colleagues. He has some colleagues who have rejected me in 2003. I think those colleagues are supposed to have dealt with my brain injury, but they have not. And so, speaking about this with you, I can tell the neurologist that I'm forced into a relationship against my free will, and it's causing a lot of neurological problems. The doctor that refused to provide me with any help in 2003, his name was Professor Ray Dolan.
And it's okay if I just stop you there. You're talking to me a lot about what you've gone through, about what's happening in 2003 with the doctors, and about the wheelchair incident. But what I'm not hearing a lot from is about your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And how would it feel if you just talk about them?
Well, I'm doing that.
I'm not hearing a lot from that. I'm hearing a lot of details about how you've been prosecuted by the police. I'm hearing a lot from what you've gone through with the doctors prosecuting you, and I can hear how difficult that has all been to you.
It's a lot of work.
What I'm not hearing from you is, and throughout this conversation I've not heard, is about your thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
I don't know. Maybe I can't speak English properly. I'm sorry about my lack of literacy.
And to me you sound like you are able to be proficient in English, and you've been talking quite well with me.
Well, I tell you one thing for a fact, that it took me 5 attempts to get my English O-level, and in the end, I could not pass unless I did multiple choice. So, I think it was in my, what do you call it, in the autumn term of my final year of A-levels, I did my English language exam, O-level, by 2 exam boards. And in one exam board, I got a D. And in the other one, I passed. I think I got a B. I got a B in the multiple choice, and I got an E in the written one. So, I cannot speak properly. I haven't got the words that you require me to have.
And what I'm trying to get at is that if you're telling me about your English grades, you're telling me a lot about things that I can't follow. I'm not hearing a lot about your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And from the start of the call, I can hear how angry you've been.
I am not angry. I have a speech impediment.
No, I can hear how angry you've been.
I am not angry. If you do not believe me, I will go to a court of law and I will swear an affidavit that I am not angry. Do not tell me I'm angry. I am not.
Again, I can hear how you are.
Why don't you fuck off?